Hi, I'm Samuel Cheever, and I looked at 3 Jewish physicists discovering the neutrino. I researched this topic because I felt that these people are inspiring, and I find their discovery very fascinating. I also researched this topic because I thought that religion might have an influence on science. Jews have been in science for many years. They've won 20% of Nobel Prizes and 50% of international chess championships. Since only 0.2% of the world population is Jewish, I thought that maybe religion has an influence on science. One example of famous Jewish scientists is Leon Letterman, Melvin Schwartz, and Jack Steinberger. They won the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1988 for discovering the neutrino. All 3 of them are Jewish physicists, so I thought that there might be a connection between their religion and their success as physicists. All 3 were great men. This is the story of their lives. Leon Letterman was born in New York in 1922, the child of 2 immigrants. His father was a laundryman, so one might not expect for him to have the opportunity to become one of the top minds in physics. He started his education at PS 92 and got his PhD at Columbia University. Melvin Schwartz was born in 1932 New York at the height of the Great Depression. He went to the Bronx High School of Science just after they were founded. It is still known as a great school with 8 Nobel Prize winners. It's currently ranked 27th best school in the country by usnews.com, whereas BLS is 56th. This was most likely the source of his geniusness, and not religion, since his parents were probably only trying to make it through the Great Depression. Born in 1921, Jack Steinberger was the oldest of the 3. Unlike the other 2, he was not born in the U.S., but in Germany. He was one of 12 children of a cattle dealer. Their father brought religion to the household since he had been a teacher in the small Jewish community. This made them more religious than the other 2 families. However, life was tough in Germany right after World War I. Hitler came into power in 1933, and Steinberger escaped Germany in the next year. He moved to the U.S., and it changed his life. Unlike the other 2, he lived in Chicago, not New York. He went to high school at the Neutrino High School in Winnetka, Illinois. Toward the end of high school, in 1938, he was able to reunite his family in Chicago. He went to the Illinois Institute of Technology. He worked in a pharmaceutical lab with a background in chemistry. The government needed physicists in 1941, and Steinberger was chosen. He kept trying to work on the smallest things possible, and eventually moved from where he was teaching at University of California, Berkeley, to Columbia University. Here, all 3 met. In a nearby lab, they worked to prove the existence of the neutrino. They did this by using a new particle accelerator, and they discovered the muon neutrino. Then they did more with their lives. What have they done since then? Jack Steinberg has not done much since then, but the other 2 have done much since then. Leon Letterman has become an author and has been explaining physics to the world. His most famous work is possibly the book, The God Particle. If the universe is the answer, what is the question? It describes the Higgs particle, and its existence was announced on July 4th, 2012. It is called this because it is essential to the world of physics. According to Letterman, it is called this because they cannot call it the goddamn particle since it is so expensive to find. The publisher also would not let them use the word Higgs because it seems too crazy. Melvin Schwartz sadly died in 2006 of hepatitis. Since discovering the neutrino, he had returned, and left again from physics. In 1970, he founded Digital Pathways, a company that allowed people to use computer software in locations outside of their house. In 1991, he was convinced by a friend to return to physics, but soon left because he thought the companies were too large. What is a neutrino? The neutrino is tiny. It is so small that nobody knows its mass. Try this. Look at your hand. It looks whole, yes? Millions of neutrinos are passing through it each second. This is because it is so small the Earth is nearly invisible to it. The muon neutrino is one of the 3 known types of neutrino. It has no charge, and like the other 2 neutrino types, it is caused when a muon decays. Muons are similar to an electron, but they have a greater mass and have a half-life of about 2 nanoseconds. Most come from cosmic rays in deep space. Every square meter of Earth is hit by 10,000 muons each minute. When they decay, they produce 1 electron and 2 muon neutrinos. These were what Letterman, Schwartz, and Steinberger found. Now, the neutrinos are found by this: a neutrino detector. In it, much material is placed in hopes that they can make a neutrino hit any of this material. What lessons can we learn? Letterman teaches the lesson that from any background can come any person. He shows you that you do not always need to follow in your parents' footsteps. Steinberger teaches that World War II can hugely impact one's life. Schwartz teaches that the Great Depression was a tough time, but great people came out of it. All 3 teach that it is never too late to change your life. The 3 can no longer work together, but when they did work together, they changed the world of physics. Thanks. I would like to first thank all of you for listening. I would like to thank Alyssa, my mentor. Thank you so much for all your help. Our teacher, Gabby, thank you for supporting me when I realized that my first topic would not work. My grandparents for inspiring me. My family for all their support, tolerance, patience, and love. Thank you.
Well, I just want to express our thanks, first of all, to Gabby Goodman, the wonderful teacher of the science class. She's done a great job. And I'd like all the kids to come up and just stand in front of the stage. I think we need another big round of applause. And I just feel especially proud of all of you. You've done a wonderful job. And I really can't wait to the bar bat mitzvah ceremony in May to hear what these kids have to say about their own Jewish identity. So please join us for some light refreshments outside, and thank you again for coming.
All right, I'm going to take off.